It may be that with Volume, you would like to track not only your general conversions, but also some custom events. For example, if you are tracking iGaming campaigns, most probably you would like to track registrations, first-time deposits, and the next deposits. And if you are an affiliate in the e-commerce field, you would like to track add to cart, checkout, or purchase. This is totally normal that you would like to be able to track more events that provides you with more data, thanks to which you can optimize your campaigns better. The good news is that you are able to track custom events with Volume as well. In order to add a custom event to Volume and be able to track it, you need to go to the Advanced section, then to the Custom Conversions tab, and here you can add another custom conversion that you would like to use. You can add up to 20 custom conversions. So for example, if you would like to track registration, you click Add Custom Conversion. Here you need to add the custom conversion event name. In my case, it will be registration. And here you need to tell Volume with which value in the incoming postback you will be getting information that the custom event that you track is the registration. Usually the event type value is up to you, but it's also good to check that with your affiliate network or with your iGaming platform, because they may have some requirements when it comes to the event type. In my case, I will just put registration here. When the event type will be registration, I will be able to tell Volume that it should register an event called registration. Usually, if the affiliate network supports some dynamic tokens for passing the event type, they will be also having a set of their own events that they are able to pass. For example, if they will be having dynamic token event, this is only an example, under this event, they will be able to send information that something is approved or rejected. And the same goes for the custom events. So if you see that they have a dynamic token, you need to ask what values exactly they are able to pass under them and add this value as a value of the event type parameter. Later on, you can decide what Volume should do with the incoming conversion. By default, Volume will register the registration type of conversion in the registration column, and also it will generate a new custom column for tracking the revenue of the registration. However, if you would like to track those conversions as your main conversions, you need to make sure that the include in the conversions column section is enabled. The same goes for the revenue. And there is an additional option if you would like to send this type of conversion back to your traffic source. Also, you should enable it in the settings of the specific custom events. For example, you can track add to carts and checkouts just for your information, but usually the traffic source is interested in the information about the purchase, and this will be your main conversion out of which you are getting a commission. So in the case of purchase, to be honest, I would include it in the conversions column, I would include it in the revenue column, and send post back to the traffic source. Okay, let's say that registration is one of my conversions that I want to track as the main conversion. So I will tick both informations here, and that I would also like to send information about the registration to my traffic source. So I will tick this as well and click Save. And my registration custom conversion is on my list. And if I would like to add first time deposit and the next deposit, I need to do the same thing. So I need to add a custom conversion. First time deposit. And the value is up to the affiliate network or up to what's possible on your end if you are the offer owner. So let's go, for example, with first time deposit. Also, you can add more here if you are using many iGaming platforms and they support different values here. Save. And I'm having also the custom conversion added that will be stored under first-time deposits. So if one affiliate network or iGaming platform supports first-time deposits, I'm adding this. Another one can have FTD with capital letters. Another one can have FTD with small letters. And the fourth one can have totally something different. But it doesn't mean that they support different event types. It will be stored in Volume as a first-time deposit. This part is up to you. This part is up to what's supported by the affiliate network. Generally, it depends on what you will be passing in the ET parameter, which stands for the event type. Once you have your custom events added to Volume, you need to also add them to your affiliate network, iGaming platform, or any other source from which you are sending conversions to Volume. In order to do so, you need to copy the postback URL from the tracking links, or you can update your current postback URL that you are using with your affiliate network. The only thing that changes is the appearance of the eventType parameter, which in Volume stands for the ET. So you need to pair this parameter with the value that you defined inside Volume. Please keep in mind that you always should pair the ET parameter with the parameter values from the right column. So for example, if I'm running a store and I would like to track add to cart, checkout, and purchase, I should create 3 separate postbacks. One for purchase, one for checkout, and one for add to cart. I will double check if I have the correct values. It's correct. And I'm appending those values to the postback that I already use. And event type add to cart for the checkout, event type checkout, and for purchase, event type purchase. So please note that I created 3 different postback URLs. So your affiliate network also should provide you with 3 different fields to place separate postbacks. It may also be that your affiliate network doesn't have separate fields for your events, but they support a dynamic token for passing information about the event type. The dynamic token can pass specific piece of data, so you should ask the affiliate network manager what exactly can be passed. For example, they can have approved, rejected, or on hold. So if you don't have those events inside Volume, you need to update them. Let's say that purchase is the approved transaction. So I'm adding exactly the same value to Volume. Thanks to this setup, no matter if under the event type parameter your affiliate network will be passing approved or purchase, Volume will register it as a purchase. If the dynamic token is in use, usually it's enough to add the postback once. And event type equals dynamic token, and when the specific event happens, the affiliate network itself replaces the dynamic token with the correct value, for example with approved. Okay, so when everything is configured, I have the general number of conversions, general revenue, custom event add to cart where I can store my add to carts, revenue for the add to cart, and the same goes for the checkout, and the same goes for the purchase. Now, as per my setup, I will decide that add to cart should be only presented in the add to cart column and add to cart revenue. The same will go for the checkout. And for the purchase, let's say that I want to include it in the conversions column, include it in the revenue column, and also send the postback to the traffic source. Now, when someone is visiting my store and placing a product in the cart, I would like to receive the add to cart conversion. So the affiliate network should send us a postback that is matched with the add to cart event on their end. I will fake the behavior of the affiliate network just by placing the postback URL in the browser, but it should work in exactly the same manner when you will be tracking your custom events. For now, I don't have any conversions here. I will click refresh, and I got one add to cart conversion that is not added to the overall number of conversions. And also I don't have any revenue here because I have indicated that for this type of an event, I'm getting 0 of the payout. Now let's go with the checkout. And now I can see that I have one add to cart, one checkout, and still no general conversions. However, when I will go with the purchase, I've got one conversion added to the purchase section. I've got the revenue added to the purchase revenue column. And also this conversion and the revenue of this conversion has been added to the overall number of conversions and the revenue. And that's because I selected in the setup that I want to have this event included in the general columns. Purchase will work in exactly the same manner if I would like to trigger the conversion with approved. So if your affiliate network will be using a dynamic token with approved, that is added as a value of the custom event purchase. It will also be added to the purchase, to the revenue, to the conversions, and to the overall revenue. So it's a really nice tool to track your visitor's journey because, for example, then you can generate a report for the click ID, and based on the specific click IDs, you can see exactly what type of events this specific visitor triggered. So I can see in the conversions type that the visitor made add to cart, then proceeded to the initial checkout, and then did 2 purchases. Probably there are some kind of events that you would like to pass back to your traffic source in order to optimize your campaigns. We registered 4 conversions: add to cart, initiate checkout, and 2 purchases. In the outgoing postback URL column, we can see if we sent information to the traffic source, and if we did, how looked the outgoing postback URL. As we can see here, for add to cart and for initiate checkout, the postback is disabled, but for purchases, we are sending information about the conversion back to the traffic source. That's because in the setup of our custom conversions, for add to cart and for initiate checkout, send postback to traffic source is disabled, so Voluum doesn't send these events to your traffic source. It's not ticked, so we have disabled. There is different story for purchase, where we have the checkbox ticked, and the information is being sent to the traffic source. Now it's all good if we want to send only one type of the event back to the traffic source. So in my case, I have 3 different events, but I'm sending only one of it to my traffic source with the name purchase. So the traffic source can tell that I'm sending purchases to their server, and it's reflected in the setup of my traffic source. I have one postback URL where for each conversion I am sending the postback with the name purchase. So each conversion that Volume gets and that gets recognized as the purchase uses this postback to send information further to the source of traffic. Things gets a little bit more complex where we would like to add additional events that we would like to send back to our traffic source. For example, if we would like to send also add to cart and initiate checkout, Volume still be using exactly the same postback URL. That's because this is what we have defined in the template of the traffic source. Doesn't matter what is the conversion type, we are sending the postback that we have defined, so doesn't matter if it will be add to cart, initiate checkout, or purchase. With the current postback, traffic source will always get information that the conversion type is purchase, which is misleading. In order to troubleshoot that, Volume provides you with the eventType token. The eventType token dynamically replaces the value in the curly brackets with the actual name of the conversion. So in this case, the eventType token will be taking information about the event type from the custom conversion event name, so the column on the left. In such a situation, when we get a purchase, we will replace event type with purchase. If we will get initiate checkout, we will replace with initiate checkout, and for add to cart, we will replace with add to cart. What is important here is if you would like to use the event type dynamic token, the conversion type that we have here needs to match the conversion type, conversion action, conversion name, conversion goal that you created on the traffic sources side. So for example, if your traffic source doesn't allow leaving empty spaces in the postback, you will need to edit this and, for example, add it with underscores. Basically, this needs to be the conversion name that you created inside your traffic source. So now when we have sending postback to traffic source enabled for all three types of our events, we can test if it works correctly. So once again, I will be faking the behavior of the affiliate network or of your server from which you will be sending your conversions. So I have three different postbacks, one with the event type for add to cart, one with the event type for checkout, and one for the event type with purchase, which corresponds to the values of the right, so of the parameter values. We have add to cart, checkout, and purchase. So now I have my conversions report empty. First of all, add to cart. And let's see what happened here. In the incoming postback URL, I have the postback that I activated in my browser, where the event type is add to cart with no underscores, and it corresponds to the value on the right. Based on the event type, Volume recognized correctly that the conversion type is add to cart. Now I have underscores, because that's how I have that defined in the column on the left. And the dynamic token event type has been replaced correctly with the name add to cart that is taken from the conversion type. Let's activate another postback. And now we can see that in the event type we have checkout, which corresponds to our checkout. It got recognized correctly as the initiate checkout. And in the outgoing postback URL, the dynamic token has been replaced by the initiate checkout, so with the conversion type in the column on the left. And let's activate the very last one. And Volume received the purchase type of event, recognized it correctly as a purchase, and sent to the traffic source information that the event type is purchase. It's all good. Here we have two lower letters, because in the setup we have two lower letters as well. Please note that we are still using this postback. So the only thing that Volume does is that it recognizes the conversion type and uses this conversion type instead of the event type token. Please keep in mind that if you don't want to use the event type token for some reason, for example because you have multiple traffic sources and you cannot add more than 20 names here, you can use the traffic source postback URL per event type feature, but please be aware that this feature is not available on all of our subscription plans. However, I encourage you to reach out to your business representative and ask about this option, because using traffic source postback URL per event type is much more convenient. For example, if you have this option, you can disable the traffic source postback URL, enable this option, and from the level of the traffic source settings, you can add the events that you want to send to your traffic source. So for example, even though I selected in the setup of my custom conversions that I want to send to traffic source, add to cart, initiate checkout, and purchase, I can decide on the level of the traffic source which events in fact will be sent further. For example, I want to send only add to cart and purchase. Then I am able to use a separate postback for one event and separate postback for another. So for example, it can be ATC or add to cart, and it may be, for example, sale. The name depends on the conversion goal that you created inside your traffic source. With such a setup, even though the send postback to traffic source is ticked for the initiate checkout as well, Volume won't be sending this event back to the traffic source because it doesn't have postback for this type of event. So it will only send it the events that have the postback defined. It's also very useful when you are getting a lot of conversions that are unknown, because with the traffic source postback URL, if the conversion type is unknown, it will be sent to your traffic source anyways. So I would say that this solution is more bulletproof when it comes to this, because you are sending to your traffic source only the events that you would actually like to send.